Hi, I'm Spencer Rainey. Thank you for watching my video. For this week's discussion, I looked at 3 articles. The first, Looking for God in the University, Examining Trends in Christian Higher Education, written by Perry L. Glanzer, Joel A. Carpenter, and Nick Latinga, which was published in 2010. The second article, The Teaching of Ethics in Christian Higher Education, an examination of general education requirements, written by Perry L. Glanzer, Todd C. Ream, and Pedro Valerial, and Edith Davis in 2004. And the third article is The College of New Jersey and the Presbyterian Church, written by Thomas J. Wertenbaker, published in 1998. These 3 articles look at Christian education. My intent for my dissertation is to discuss how each denomination has contributed to education. However, finding recent articles on this particular topic is slim. Most are old primary sources or old articles from the 1800s, but instead this week I chose to focus on better understanding Christianity as it's seen in education, which is where my 3 articles come into play. The first article, Looking for God in the University, and the second article, The Teaching of Ethics in Christian Higher Education, were written to evaluate collections of data on how colleges and universities have handled secularization. Looking for God in the university's main purpose seems to be to see which schools of higher learning have stuck with and still portray their Christian identities. They focus on secularization theory and how relevant it is today. The data between both articles separates colleges and universities into 2 categories. Ones that are striving to keep their Christian identities on track and present in all aspects, and the others that have shied away from their Christian values in an attempt to reach a broader student base. 50 years ago, they all seem to have shied away from their Christian foundations, putting some truth in the secularization theory, but many are working to make a comeback. The third article, The College of New Jersey and the Presbyterian Church, was actually written by a professor of Princeton University in 1958 about the establishment of the New Jersey College, which we now call Princeton University. At the end of the article, Wertenbaker said, "Today, Princeton is in fact, as well as in theory, a non-denominational university, yet the Presbyterian tradition is strong." By today, he did mean the year 1958, but he implies that although the school is no longer tied directly to the Presbyterian Church, it still held some of the same values gifted by the church. All 3 articles make great points about how schools are tied to Christianity and demonstrate how schools may or may not have still used their Christian principles in their missions for higher education. Data seems to be a recurring theme in many of the newer articles, much like the first 2 I discussed. However, what seems to be missing in those articles are feelings or emotions. They were certainly factual, but they do not provide the reader with a reason to care. The third article had more feeling within its text. It could be the author's style, but I also think the evaluation of the content has a significant impact on the emotional feel of the articles. I personally think that emotion is necessary to connecting with the reader and providing them with the reason to continue reading and to care about the topic. Facts are beyond important when evaluating history, but without an emotional connection, it's as if the history dies on the page.